Hey, sixth graders, Mr. Songer here with you with lesson number 21. We worked on ensembles this week and we also worked on the concept of key signatures. So for this video, I'd like you to write a recap of what I'm about to talk about and submit that to me. So just a written assignment, not a playing assignment for this one. So key signatures. Key signatures are the symbols at the beginning that tell you how many flats and sharps you have in the whole song. And it's important to know that those flats and sharps, those tell you what that note is for the whole song, all right? So let's take one of the most basic key signatures at the beginning of a song, and that would be one flat, all right? And all instruments sometimes have one flat in your key signature, band instruments. It's a pretty common one. That flat is always B. And if you're a treble clef instrument, that B is going to occur on that middle line at the beginning of your song, right after the treble clef. If you're a bass clef instrument, it's going to occur on the second line from the bottom, right after the bass clef symbol. All right? That's telling you that every time you play B, it's going to be flat in that song. And so, and not just the high B, not just the B on that line, or the low B for the bass clef. It's the other B's too, all right? So let me just go through the instruments really quick and explain what that means. So flute and oboe players, so you have a B flat, you know that fingering, it's very easy. It's not just on that middle line B, it's also on the B above the staff. That's also going to be B flat, all right? Clarinet players, B flat, the low B flat, 1, 2, 3, 1, you're going to have that below the staff too, okay? If that flat isn't there, then it's 1, 2, 3 middle. And then clarinet players, the middle line B is going to be the pinchers, okay? So that would be B flat. If that B flat isn't there in the key signature, then it's, you know, the hard B with both pinkies, okay, and your register key. Saxophone players, B flat on that middle line. You know, you have a couple different fingerings for that B flat you can do. You can do 1 and 1. You can do 1 and the little teardrop key underneath your first finger. You could do 1, 2 and the side key over on your right hand. Okay, so and it's not just that regular B flat on the middle line. It also applies to the B flat above the staff. Trumpet players, the B flat on that middle line is first valve. If you don't have a B flat in your key signature, it's second valve, okay? And it also applies to that low B below the first ledger line trumpets, okay? That also, when it's flat, it's first valve. When it's not flat, it's second valve. French horn, you have the B flat on the middle line, first valve. If it's not flat, then it's second valve. Same thing I said for the trumpets. Same thing with that B below, the low B below the staff French horns, okay? And then trombones and baritones, that low B flat on the second line from the bottom, you know that. It's easy. It's first position open. It also applies to the B flat above the staff, first position open. And then tuba, same deal. The high B flat on the second line from the bottom is open, and it also applies to the really low B flats, 2 ledger lines below the staff. Okay, that would also be open. And then percussion on the mallet, same thing with the B flat. Okay, so that explains that concept right there, okay, with B flat. Now, some of you have more flats at times, okay? Now, saxophone's not so often. Trumpets and clarinets, not a lot, but a few times. The rest of you do have 2 flats on a regular basis. 2 flats means B flat and E flat, okay? And by the way, it's always those 2. All right, you can't just come up with 2 random letters and say, these are going to be our flats. No, it has to go in this order, okay? So B and E flat would be your 2 flats, all right? And when that happens, so now you have your B's are flat and then your E's are flat, all right? I'm going to just talk mainly right now to the flutes, low brass, oboe, and percussion because you have this one a lot. If you have the E flat flutes, that means it's your, the E flat you're used to with the pinky. If you don't have that E flat, let's say you just have B flat in your key signature, it's the thumb 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 in pinky. Trombones, baritones, when you have E flat on that second space from the top, third position, first valve. It also applies to the high E flat, way above the staffs, 2 ledger lines above the staff. That's also third position, first valve. If you don't have that second flat in your key signature, if you just have B flat, then those E's become natural, second position or second valve. Tuba, same thing. If you have 2 flats, those E flats are first valve. If you have just 1 flat, those E's are then second valve. And percussion, same deal. If you have 2 flats, all your E's become flat. All right. Now, those same instrument groups, sometimes you even have 3 flats. That third flat is A, all right? And that applies to your low A and your high A. So make sure that you're watching that one too. If you have 3 flats, the A becomes flat. Flutes, 1, 2, 3, pinky. Trombones, third position. Baritone tuba, first valve, all right? If the A isn't flat, if you have just B and E flat or just B flat, then the A's are natural. Okay, flutes, thumb 1, 2 in pinky. Trombones, second position. Baritone tuba, second valve. All right. Now, let's talk about the other instruments a little bit. Sometimes you have no flats at all on your key signature. There's just nothing there. No sharps, no nothing. It's just empty, right? If that's the case, now trombones, baritones, tuba, flute, oboe, percussion, you don't usually see that key signature that often. So I'll address the other groups right now. So clarinets and trumpets, you have that one a lot. Okay, no flats, no sharps. All right, so that means your B's are natural. So trumpets, second valve. Clarinets, the low B, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, the high B, the register with the pinkies. All right, and it means your Fs are natural also. First valve trumpets, thumb for the clarinets on the regular F there on the bottom space. Saxophones, when you have that key signature, it means your Fs are natural. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. French horn, when you have that key signature, it means that your Bs are natural. Second valve. And then sometimes you might have a sharp. Let's say you have one sharp, all right? That's going to be an F sharp all the time. So when you have a sharp trumpets, instead of F being first valve on that bottom space, it's second valve, all right? For the clarinets, when you have that F, it means that that F on the bottom space becomes first finger, not thumb. French horn, when you have that F sharp in there, it means your F becomes second valve, not first valve on that bottom space. Saxophones, when your F is sharp, you have 1, 2, 3 middle instead of 1, 2, 3, 1. All right, so key signatures, they're huge. I always say that probably half the notes that people miss in a song are because you are not paying attention to your key signature, okay, or forgetting your key signature. And it doesn't matter how good or how bad you might think you are, okay, if you're playing a song and let's say you miss, 4 notes in that song, I can almost bet that at least 2 of those were because you missed the key signature. If you play a song and you miss 40 notes, I bet about 20 of those are because you missed the key signature, all right? But in all seriousness, it'll make you a better player if you pay more attention to that. Thanks for watching.